G'day viewers, how are you? We've all made it to the end of another week. Time for a totally fucked up Friday video. Okay, technically not actually Friday while I'm doing this, a little bit late. I did explain on the socials, if for those who follow me would have seen it. Young Mr. Angry actually had some of his mates over on Friday night, having a little bit of a lad's night with the video games and such, and I thought, honestly, the noise of his old man shouting and swearing in the next room, possibly a slight cramp in his social status. So I thought, the world can wait a little bit. So here I am, about a day late, but better late than never. And look, this week I want to talk, obviously the world remains as fucked up as ever, and I could get as angry as I usually do, but I saw a few things this week that made me laugh, or at least smile. So I want to make a little roundup of the things I liked most. They're still really fucked up, but on the spectrum of making me laugh more than making me really, really angry in the fucked up spectrum. And one of the interesting ones was a report from the Ghanaian parliament. Now, often, if the parliament of a non-Western country makes news, it's for a bad reason. There was a big fight, or they've said something awful and outrageous. But this one was just light and funny, and I quite liked it. All the people in the parliament were getting the giggles as some stuff was read out, because apparently there's a tradition, lots of villages can be named, well, in really idiosyncratic ways, because the people who first established the settlement get to name it whatever they want. And some of these villages were being talked about in the Ghanaian parliament, and they include names, and I'm assured these English English translations are accurate. The villages have names like vagina is wise, penis is a fool, testicles are sad. There's a theme running through here, and I think it's clear Jordan Peterson's right. The feminists are ruining everything, and they're even getting into the psyche of the people of Ghana with clearly feminist agenda named villages right there. But I just thought I needed to share that because, you know, in the world as ugly as it is, something just cute and light and funny, you know, that's a nice change of pace, isn't it? Now, the next one still made me laugh, possibly not as innocent, but yeah, really worth sharing. On the Jim Bakker show, the famously level-headed Christian fundamentalist evangelicist shyster fucking criminal, he has a guy on who's published a book called End Times or something equally sensible. His name is Paul Maguire, and he, like all these evangelicals who clearly don't believe what they say because they would be going straight to hell if half the things they said were true. These are the people who are backing Trump. Trump, who is, as I've said multiple times, clearly not Christian, clearly not religious, clearly not meeting any standards of basic, decent behaviour. You don't have to be Christian to have standards of decency, but he certainly doesn't meet any standards of Christian decency, what with, you know, the multiple sexual assaults that he's bragged about, the multiple affairs and philandering and whatnot, and he's just basic criminality. But anyway, these people, this guy goes so far as to not just defend Trump, but say the attacks on Trump, they are the greatest spiritual battle in the history of humanity. Not just something important to him today, but the greatest, most important spiritual battle in all of human history. And he went on, and look, I'm actually going to read from the article where I found this, because if I tried to remember it, I'd lose the nuance. And I think the specifics are actually quite important, that people say things like this. He's gone like, okay, he says there are unprecedented attacks on Trump. We've never seen this before in human history. They're part of the greatest spiritual battle in the history of mankind. The physical battles we see in our world and nation right now are a direct manifestation of the spiritual battles going on in the invisible realm. Woo! Okay, these people are very sensible. There are people very high up in what is called the globalist occult or globalist Luciferian rulership system, and this rulership system consists of what used to be called Pharaoh God Kings. It's what Aldous Huxley called the scientific dictatorship, and these are advanced beings who know how to tap into supernatural, multi-dimensional power and integrate it with science, technology, and economics. There are people at the highest level of the pyramidic organizational structure in which the highest ranking officers, if you will, of the New World Order or Mystery Babylon, they're ruling Earth through an organizational structure that looks like the pyramid on the back of the US dollar. It's the Illuminati, y'all. And he says, and they control the world because they understand that true control of the world is done through supernatural mechanisms. Just as an aside, these people literally have the ear of the US president. These people are in a position to influence policy of the United States. And while I'm laughing at this is more laughing so I don't cry, but I honestly have to say, when I see him talking about the Luciferian power structure, first thing that occurs to me, who the fuck has been talking, okay? Who opened their big mouth, okay? First rule of Lucifer Club, you don't talk about Lucifer Club, okay? You get that at the first meeting. Why is George Soros paying us, okay? Not to blab everything about the power to these evangelicals. Honestly, it's like you people have never been involved in a secret worldwide shadowy network of mind controllers before. Get your fucking act together and stop telling people our secrets, okay? And speaking of people who love conspiracy, Alex Jones having a good week in Infowars, aren't you? Getting strikes on YouTube, which means for at least a while can't do live streaming. And a lot of people then, after he uploaded the videos to Facebook that had got him the strike on YouTube, people said, Facebook, what's your fucking story? Facebook went, oh yeah, we probably kind of shouldn't let him put up these things which are complete lies and targeting people and bullying and hate speech. So Facebook sanctioned him and Infowars as well. And so they're on warnings. Now, he's been on warnings before. Honestly, and now, and I'll just throw in a little side here. Anyone who goes, free speech, at this point, outright fucking lies are not protected speech anyway. Sure, if he wants to do it as satire, you know, put a thing up front and say, nothing in this video is true. This is an attempt to make jokes. This is performance. It's fine. But that isn't what he tells his viewers. He tells his viewers this is true. He actually mimed shooting Robert Mueller and saying, oh, yo, someone's going to have to stop me or I'll get you. I mean, this is shit that literally gets people killed. This is shit like that ridiculous pizza place having a child sex ring in their non-existent basement. So a dude shows up with a weapon and starts threatening people. This sort of extremism, and you can laugh and go, oh, no one takes it seriously. Yes, they fucking do. You cannot say anything so extreme that you won't find people who go along with it. And when we've got abundant evidence of really dangerous and armed people already taking this seriously, to start directly talking about murdering prominent public figures is very, very bad. But you wouldn't say that about someone who says it about Trump. Look, if there was anyone who had a following who took their word seriously and acted on their word, and that person was unironically saying, now is the time to kill Trump, I would absolutely condemn that. Trump's garbage, Trump's filth, Trump's dangerous, Trump needs to face criminal prosecution, which I still hope will happen. I mean, you know, just because his lawyers obviously flipped on him, and my God, that was hilarious. Like, Trump supporters like Rudy Giuliani have gone from just in a number of weeks saying, oh, no, he's a great lawyer, he's awesome, through to, no, we never trusted him, he should. You can't deride the guy who's been Trump's consigliere for years, if not decades. I mean, truth doesn't matter to these people. And Cohen is so clearly selling Trump up the river. I don't know, I'm just getting an extra popcorn in my house for the show still to come. So, yeah, boo-hoo-hoo, Alex Jones and Infowars getting mild sanctions against them from both YouTube and Facebook in the same week, which did lead to them publishing a video that had the headline along the lines of, Emergency! Infowars banned from the internet. which they posted to the internet. That it's like, irony is dead with these people. And it doesn't matter. They can say stuff that is blatant lies. Their entire business structure is built around complete lies. And it just doesn't matter. It's pointless to say, you know, that thing you said is not actually... It doesn't matter. It is... The whole thing is ridiculous. Yeah, so like I said, laugh or cry. The choice is yours. And also, some little funny things happen in Australia. There's a lot of by-elections happening, as I record this, in fact, in Australia. Could have a significant influence on national politics. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll just maintain the status quo. We'll see. But my two favourite things to come out of the campaigning. One is Conservative Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull going to one of the most conservative areas of Queensland, which is Australia's most conservative state, and he went to this little island resort. Well, it's not a resort, but it's like a retirement place. So, and went to a retirement home. So he's in the most conservative state, and one of the most conservative seats in that conservative state, and goes to an old people's home. You know, home of traditionally quite conservative people. And motherfucker got heckled by the pensioners. Just out of the blue, he's just going, oh, shake hands, glad hands. One of them says, hey, you've ruined a friend of mine's life by cutting penalty rates. You and your fucking economic policies. And Turnbull's going, oh no, I don't think it was you. She goes, yes, it was you. And he tried to steer, because there was a notoriously bad deal that one of the unions did, and it affected, among others, people who work at McDonald's. And you look at it and you go, what's going on there? But the idea of the Tories saying, oh, you did a bad deal for the workers there, is a fucking joke. And this woman let it go. And he was with the candidate who got into hot water for publishing false information about a medal he was awarded when he was in the military, which he then claimed was a mistake. He did have a service medal. He claimed a more important service medal, and it was pointed out, no, motherfucker, you don't have that. And he's going, oh, that was a mistake, because people in the military often make mistakes about military awards, you know, because if you take that sort of stuff seriously, you really, you know, just casually go, I got a medal, that one will do. It's not as if this was someone just trying to big note themselves and caught in a lie. No, it was clearly a genuine mistake. Because people who've served in the military, they're just extremely casual about their service records. They, you know, they just throw things out like, oh, that was, well, you know, I had a medal. Sure, I published a more important one than the one I actually had, but are you suggesting that I was deliberately big noting myself? That's clearly not true. Pensioners heckling him about his medal. So, I mean, that was a pretty special fuck up. But I think, without a doubt, my favourite bit from this campaigning is because, as I said, there are some elections in some quite conservative areas of Australia, and Pauline Hanson's One Nation is hoping to do well in them, but she's not actually campaigning. So what her staffers had done was have some life-size cardboard cutouts of her that they were going to have at polling stations. You know, and that in and of itself, I guess, is not that unusual, but in a spectacular, unforced self-own, one of her key advisors saying, like, this was a good idea because having a cardboard cutout of her is pretty much as good as having her. And you know what? People have often said, well, there's some good policies in One Nation. You must agree with some things they say. To which my answer has always been, no, I fucking don't, okay? I reject everything about that racist filth. The very core of everything Hanson has ever said and done in public life is the most vile, disgusting racism, and don't bother defending it because I know what your fucking motivation is for defending her, you racist fucking filth. And people go, oh, you say anyone who disagrees with you is a racist. No, just the racists, actually. And when you back and defend the racist party founded on racism, defined by racism, and continuing to push racism, there is literally only one reason you could possibly do that, you fucking racist filth. But now I can finally say there's a statement from a key One Nation spokesperson that I 100% agree with. That a cardboard cutout of Pauline Hanson offers the world pretty much as as good a deal. A cardboard cutout of Pauline Hanson offers you pretty much any positive that the real Pauline Hanson has. It's just, I think the cardboard cutout probably just has more depth, more character, and definitely more integrity.
And that, good